down with him. With my partner.
Yes, sir.
What
Any
is
weapons
that?
on you?
Huh? What is that?
The charger, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get anything on you?
I'm at my house.
What you was thinking when Tank did that when he took the knee? What you was thinking when he took the knee?
I can't.
You didn't think on that? He did some bull though?
I can't speak.
You have no personal opinion, nothing?
Yeah.
Gervonta Tank Davis has found himself in trouble once again, just 2 fights after being released from prison. The WBA lightweight champion is now under scrutiny from federal agents due to events surrounding his last fight. Davis, along with comedian-turned-referee Steve Willis, has been found guilty of certain infractions that took place during the bout and were addressed backstage. Known for his history of controversies, this latest incident may be yet another factor contributing to his consideration of retirement. As a father of 2, boxing champion Gervonta Tank Davis has spoken about fatherhood and his desire to suppress his fighting instincts. However, what many didn't know was that Davis also had a tendency to cheat, one of the many revelations from his bout against Lamont Roach. First and foremost, the fight exposed that Davis is far from unbeatable. He no longer appears to be the invincible force many in the boxing world once believed him to be. In fact, many boxing analysts have drawn parallels between Davis and Mike Tyson, recalling how the former undisputed heavyweight champion began to falter once his intimidation factor wore off. The prevailing sentiment is clear. When intimidation no longer works, the intimidator becomes the intimidated.
Being the intimidator. And the guy that you are trying to intimidate does not get intimidated. You become the intimidator. He becomes the intimidator.
This was Gervonta Tank Davis's reality during his fight against Lamont Roach. None of his usual strategies worked against the Washington fighter. His trademark approach of starting slow and gradually taking control of the fight proved ineffective, as Roach remained unfazed by his attacks. With no other options, Davis resorted to his signature knockout punches, yet Roach stood his ground. In fact, it was a powerful shot from Roach in the 9th round that nearly had Tank wobbling. Ultimately, Gervonta Tank Davis managed to secure a draw, despite Lamont Roach's clear victory. Had Davis's misconduct in the 9th round been properly penalized, the outcome might have been different. Tank didn't get his way with a win this time, but controversies still surrounded the result. Notably, referee Steve Willis had started a count in the 9th round after Davis took a knee. However, after a brief exchange of words between Davis and Willis, the count was mysteriously halted. At the time, no one knew what was said until leaked recordings surfaced. These recordings have since exposed both Davis and Willis as being involved in bribery and corruption.
Let the people know that this judge is crazy, bro. This judge is, she knocked me up because...
As a result, both Gervonta Tank Davis and Steve Willis have been taken into custody and could face legal charges. A boxing ban and hefty fines may be looming once the case is decided in court. Davis's recent controversies have sparked concerns about what he has become during his time away from the ring. Many fans believe his stint in jail has altered his personality, leaving the boxing world with no choice but to adjust to the unpredictable nature of Tank.
Basically, I bought a property. I did everything in my power to listen to my lawyers.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Nearly 2 years ago, Gervonta Tank Davis secured a breakout victory with a knockout win over one of his biggest rivals in a Las Vegas blockbuster. However, his career soon took a detour when he spent 44 days in prison for violating the terms of a previous sentence, one that initially allowed him to avoid jail time. In May, Davis was sentenced for his involvement in a November 2020 hit-and-run crash that left 4 people injured. After accepting a plea deal and pleading guilty to 4 traffic offenses, he managed to avoid a custodial sentence and was instead ordered to serve 90 days of home detention. However, less than a month later, he was sent to prison for failing to comply with the terms of his sentence. Davis was found to have violated the terms of his home detention and was ordered to serve the remainder of his 90-day sentence in jail. It was later revealed that he had attempted to serve his home detention at the Four Seasons Hotel in a $3.4 million penthouse instead of staying at Trainer Calvin Ford's one-bedroom home, as originally mandated by the judge. On June 1st, a judge ruled that Davis had breached the terms of his house arrest by relocating to a luxury hotel and later to a new home. As a result, he served 44 days at a detention center. This came less than 2 weeks after his victory over Garcia. In addition to his jail time, Davis was sentenced to 3 years of probation and 200 hours of community service. Upon his release, Davis frequently took to social media to vent his frustration over the restrictions placed upon him, particularly those that interfered with his ability to return to training.
And that, stop it. Knock it off, cuz. Stop it. Something's in that bag, and I'm coming.
Just 11 days before his fight with Hector Garcia, WBA lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis was arrested following allegations made by Vanessa Paso. Although she later dropped the accusations, she took to Instagram to clarify that Davis had never harmed her or her daughter. Before dating Paso, Davis had been in relationships with several women, including the mother of his first child, Carvina Davis, and his first known girlfriend, Andretta Smothers. His relationship with Smothers ended after a viral video surfaced showing him publicly assaulting her during a basketball game. Following their split, Smothers, who was unemployed at the time, demanded child support. The court ruled in her favor, but also granted Davis visitation rights to see his daughter.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything.
Even before the disturbing footage surfaced online, Gervonta "Tank" Davis's relationship with Andretta Smothers had been turbulent, to say the least. Their daughter, Giovanni Davis, was born in April 2018, but their family life was far from harmonious. In December 2018, Smothers took Davis to family court, seeking an increase in child support from $2,200 a month to $10,000. Arguing that the higher amount was more appropriate given his earnings. She also alleged that Davis would often pressure her for sex in exchange for financial support. The domestic violence incident that ultimately went viral occurred during a charity basketball game, further highlighting the volatile nature of their relationship.
Every time.
With trash.
What changed?
We made this shit trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
As seen in the video, Gervonta "Tank" Davis forcefully grabbed Andretta Smothers by the neck and pulled her out of her chair during a charity basketball game in Miami, Florida, just one night before the Super Bowl. The footage also captured Davis shoving Smothers toward the exit as shocked onlookers watched. Ultimately, security intervened, escorting both of them out of the venue. Despite the clear video evidence, Davis denied harming Smothers. Shortly after the footage went viral, he took to Instagram stories to defend himself, stating, "I never once hit her. Yeah, I was aggressive and told her to come on. That's the mother of my child. I would never hurt her." He later deleted all posts from his Instagram page. However, on February 5th, 2020, at approximately 7:15 a.m. Pacific Time, Davis was arrested and charged with simple battery domestic violence in connection with the incident captured on tape.
Even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
As a result of an ongoing investigation, Gervonta "Tank" Davis was observed assaulting his former girlfriend, with whom he shares a child. The incident was reported on social media, and on February 1st, 2020, Davis surrendered himself to the Coral Gables police detectives handling the case. According to a statement from the Coral Gables police, additional evidence indicated that Davis continued to attack Smothers after moving out of the camera's view. He took her to a back room and struck her repeatedly with a closed fist, leaving her with bruises on her face and lip. Smothers cooperated with the investigation, providing a statement to the police and allowing them to photograph her injuries. This wasn't the first time Davis had been arrested. In 2018, he was arrested for disorderly conduct after a fight outside a Washington, D.C. bar. In 2017, charges of assault were dropped after he was accused of punching a friend in Baltimore.
Discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. This is just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything. Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford and Leonard NLV? Usually they're around.
The boxer remained in custody overnight in Florida, where he had been training. Davis was scheduled to appear before a judge the following morning, at which point formal charges and bond recommendations would be presented. His fight was at risk of being canceled following his arrest and charges for domestic violence in late December. In the days following the incident, the woman who called the police issued a statement on social media, claiming that Davis did not harm her or their daughter. She explained that, in a frantic moment, she made an unnecessary call to law enforcement.
Okay, all right. I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
Who was in the car?
This is my car. She took my car.
Who is she to you?
This is my child mother.
Oh, okay. All right. Does she have any weapons?
Davis expressed that he wasn't concerned about the potential cancellation of the fight, stating that his main focus was on clearing his name. The 28-year-old boxer pleaded not guilty to the charges. According to police, Davis allegedly slapped the mother of his 1-year-old daughter with a closed hand, causing a small abrasion on the inside of her upper lip in a court filing from January 20th. The prosecutor charged Davis with battery, noting that the incident occurred in the presence of a child under 16. However, the woman filed an affidavit on January 24th, asking the court to dismiss the charges. In the affidavit, she stated, "I do not wish to testify in this case," and identified Davis as her boyfriend.
All right. Well, just put down your phone for now, sir. What's your name?
15, I go.
Gervonta.
Gervonta. What?
Gervonta. She tried to take my car.
The court modified Gervonta Tank Davis's pretrial release conditions on Monday, allowing him to communicate with the woman through phone, email, text, or Zoom for child-related matters and therapy. They are also permitted to be together in person, but only with a therapist present. In 2019, Davis was in a relationship with Ariana Fletcher, who gained significant online fame. However, their relationship ended after experiencing several ups and downs. After parting ways with Fletcher, Davis made headlines for dating Yaya, the ex-girlfriend of his mentor Floyd Mayweather. Yaya, often in the news as Mayweather's daughter, brought additional media attention to Davis. The relationship eventually ended, and Davis later began seeing Vanessa Passo, though their relationship remains unofficial.
I don't want her to
She's trying to leave?
Yeah, she's trying to. But I got a driver to be able to take her wherever she want to go.
That works. All right. Who else is in the house?
As of 2024, Gervonta Tank Davis has 2 children and is in a relationship with Vanessa Passo, an Instagram influencer, businesswoman, and the owner of the jewelry brand Rich Girls. The couple shares a daughter, Gervonta Talia, and Passo is the mother of Davis's second child. While their relationship is currently strong, things were different in 2020 when Passo accused Davis of attacking her. Davis's difficult upbringing in Baltimore is often seen as a contributing factor to his past struggles, with his trainer, Calvin Ford, having faced similar challenges with the law. Davis's rise to the top has been marked by significant personal losses, the most impactful being the tragic death of Quader Gurley, a close family friend who had a major influence on Davis's life.
That's the mission that I always talk about. See, we are here for a reason. We have to finish the mission. When you see him go through everyday normal things that young men his age go through, there's a lot of African American people or young men that's out there is going.
Success born from adversity is like a flame ignited in the darkest night, small at first, but fueled by struggle until it becomes a force that illuminates the path for others. Calvin Ford, Gervonta Tank Davis's coach, embodies this idea perfectly. Growing up in one of Baltimore's most impoverished neighborhoods, Davis seemed destined to follow the same fate as many around him, either behind bars or lost to the streets. However, boxing became his salvation. At just 7 years old, he discovered his ambition within the walls of a gym, setting him on a path that would lead to the pinnacle of the sweet science. Yet, survival came at a cost. While Davis made it out, many of his friends and family became tragic statistics. One of the most significant losses was Quader Gurley, the friend who first introduced Davis to boxing. Gurley was also the late son of Davis's longtime trainer and father figure, Calvin Ford, making his death even more devastating.
And they need to have some type of guidance on how to get through it or be able to open up. Even with me coming from my situation and me.
For Gervonta Tank Davis, Quader Gurley was more than just a name in the boxing community. He was a beacon of hope and a pivotal influence, without whom the sport may have never found one of its biggest stars. A father of 6, Gurley was a promising boxer and a mentor who introduced Davis to the sport at a young age. Tragically, Gurley's life was cut short in 2013 when he was fatally shot in the North Trenton neighborhood of Trenton, New Jersey, at just 24 years old. His death left a profound impact on those who knew him, especially Davis. Like Davis, Gurley grew up in the tough streets of Baltimore, facing the harsh realities of his environment, a reality that ultimately claimed his life.
Man, I always tell them, if anybody take a kid that has talent or has some type of sense about himself.
Talented and determined, Quader Gurley showed great promise in the ring, but his untimely loss sent shockwaves through the community, especially for Calvin Ford and Gervonta Tank Davis. In his memory, Davis has dedicated many of his fights, ensuring that Gurley's legacy lives on. Though Ford's late son is no longer here, his influence continues to inspire, serving as a stark reminder of the harsh realities of life in Baltimore. Reflecting on Gurley and others who were taken too soon, Davis once said, "Angelo Ward, Ronald Gibbs, and Coach Calvin's son. These were guys that had a huge impact on my life." He added, "Actually, many of the young men I looked up to are either dead or in jail. Every time I step into the ring, I carry their legacy with me. It's a big responsibility, but I embrace it."
But listen to a person, grab it, and cultivate that talent. You know, there's a lot of young men out here that need help.
Quader Gurley played a pivotal role in Gervonta Tank Davis's early boxing journey, though not as a conventional trainer. As a close friend, Gurley introduced Davis to boxing at just 7 years old, providing the encouragement that helped shape his future. His influence steered Davis toward a career that has seen him rise through the ranks like few others. Reflecting on Gurley's impact, Davis's trainer, Calvin Ford, told the Baltimore Sun, "When I look back, I think what happened to them kept him straight." Though Gurley was never Davis's official trainer, his early support and mentorship were instrumental in guiding Davis from a troubled youth to a world champion. His legacy continues to inspire Davis, proving the profound impact of friendship and guidance in achieving greatness.
You know, so when I'm just coming home from prison, and he needed.
Quader Gurley's tragic death came at the hands of Isaiah Green, a 24-year-old from Trenton who had recently been released on bail for a separate violent crime. Green, with a history of criminal activity, went on to fatally shoot Gurley in an incident that sent shockwaves through the local community. Following the horrific event, Green was arrested on November 18, 2013, by members of the Mercer County Homicide Task Force. He was charged with murder and multiple weapons offenses, with his bail set at $500,000. What followed was a prolonged legal battle, as Green faced 3 separate trials in the pursuit of justice.
All we figured it. So me trying to keep him straight, I kept myself straight. Y'all get it? I remember when I should take him all over the country. Dang.
During his 3rd trial, Isaiah Green was convicted of unlawful possession of a handgun, but the jury deadlocked on the more severe charges, including first-degree purposeful murder. Ultimately, on February 27, 2015, Green accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to second-degree reckless manslaughter. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison, to be served concurrently with other sentences related to his weapons conviction in an unrelated aggravated assault case. Green's extensive criminal history further complicated the case, as he had been involved in violent crimes before. Just 5 days after killing Quader Gurley, he was charged with drug distribution offenses. However, as part of his plea agreement, those charges were dropped. Judge Massey, who presided over the case, ruled that Green's sentence was fair and just given the circumstances.
And DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin. You know what I mean?
Calvin Ford was born on August 30th, 1967, in Baltimore, Maryland. From the very beginning, life was anything but easy. He faced immense challenges during his youth, which eventually led to a 10-year federal prison sentence for drug-related crimes. Despite his troubled past, Ford's passion for boxing never wavered. It became a driving force in his life, ultimately shaping him into the world-renowned trainer he is today. Upon his release from prison in 1998, Ford immediately dedicated himself to mentoring young individuals, determined to steer them away from the same pitfalls that had once led him down a destructive path.
Tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. I don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Ford is best known for his role in shaping Gervonta Davis's career, but his impact extends far beyond the boxing ring. He co-founded the Upton Boxing Center alongside Kenny Ellis, creating a safe and nurturing environment for young fighters to develop their skills. Through his mentorship, countless aspiring boxers have had the opportunity to compete in prestigious tournaments like USA Boxing and the Junior Olympics. Without Ford's guidance, many of these young athletes might have become just another statistic, falling victim to the struggles of their environment. Instead, his dedication to coaching has transformed them into successful athletes, helping to revitalize boxing in Baltimore. At the core of his approach lies a simple but powerful philosophy: hard work, determination, and an unwavering pursuit of success.
Calvin is pops. He ain't going nowhere. Got that nigga tatted on me. This shit life. Loyalty over everything. Yes, you know?
This remains true despite the tragic loss of his son in 2013. The boxing community, including Gervonta Tank Davis, continues to draw inspiration from the champion that could have been. That's all for now. For the latest updates, highlights, and major events in the world of boxing, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our quality content. Until next time, peace out.